Hey guys, and welcome to my forging and equipment upgrade guide. This guide is going to be live because everything I need to do, I can do from this room. This is going to be an updated guide after the Forge More Better Edition patch. So before we get into the actual guide, I'm going to go over what your previous shadow items are going to look like after the patch. First, if a piece of gear that was shadow and you previously had 0 to 1 stars on it, it's going to be shadow level 1. If you had 2 to 3 stars on it, it's going to be shadow level 2. If you had 4 to 5 stars on it, it's going to be shadow level 3. And if you had 6 to 8 stars on a piece of gear, it's going to be automatically max shadow level 4. They did the same thing with rings. If it had 0 stars, it's going to be level 1. If it had 1 star, it's going to be level 2. If you had 2 stars, it'll be level 3. And if you had 3 to 4 stars, it's going to be level 4. Next, we're going to go over what you can do at the forge. You can see with the new UI, you can take any piece of gear that you have on your character and place it in as easy as that. You don't have to unequip it and then put it in the panel anymore. So, with the forge, what you can do, as you can see with these stars right here, this has 0 stars, and it's resplendent. What forging does now is it takes 50 flux, it increases after every time, but it takes 50 flux and it adds a star to your item, which increases its stats. And you can do that 5 times per rarity, and then you're going to need a perfect prism if you have it resplendent to make it into a shadow item. You don't use perfect prisms to just upgrade your rarity just flat out anymore. You have to get 5 stars and then use a perfect prism to improve its rarity to the next tier. This, however, is only for rainbow pieces. If you do this with a orange item or a red, you increase it to 5 stars, and then it costs 200 to upgrade it to the next rarity. As you can see, it went from orange to red. Next, we're going to go over the advanced forge and what you can do here. What you can use here is Pearl of Wisdoms, which you can buy. Same thing with the perfect prisms, but they're a little expensive. You can buy Pearls of Wisdom for 200 credits, which is the real life currency. And what you do with Pearls of Wisdom is... Okay, let me use an item that doesn't have 4 stats on it yet. If an item doesn't have 4 stats on it, and you use a perfect prism on it, or a Pearl of Wisdom, sorry, it is going to give it an extra stat. I'll just sacrifice this one and show you right here. So you can see it had these 3 top stats, and then once I used the Pearl of Wisdom, it added the extra attack speed roll. Now, if you get another Pearl of Wisdom, and then you use a piece with no stars on it, at least not max, and use a Pearl of Wisdom on it, it's going to give a random stat that you have a bonus star on it. So what bonus stars do is each stat can have up to 2 stars for every stat you have on your gear. And each star gives you 10% for the first star, and then an additional 20% for the second star, which will give one stat a total increase of 30% extra value for 2 stars. Now we'll go over what Twinkling Tomes do. I'm sorry for the people in the background that are crowding up and it's kind of distracting, but Twinkling Tomes reduce the required level that you need on a piece of gear. So this staff, you need to be level 10 to use it. If you use a Twinkling Tome on it, you now only need to be level 9 to use it. So if you get a maxed Shadow level 4 5-star Shadow, and you use 10 Twinkling Tomes on it, or I guess 9, it'll be level 1, so you can use it on any character that you make that can use a staff, if you use it on a staff, for example. Okay, so now we're going to go over what the Chaos Forge does. So the Chaos Forge now, it randomizes the 3rd and 4th stat on your gear. However, I need to tell you that this does not ask you if you want to lock in the stat anymore. If you used the Forge before this patch, it'll 100% do it automatically. You have no warning. So make sure you don't have a 3rd and 4th stat that you want to get rid of, because it's gonna be gone if you don't get it again. So you can see right here, the third and fourth stats is 10% maximum health, and it's 4% movement speed, I'm thinking. I don't have the stat sheet that tells you what the third and fourth stats are. I'm going to leave that in the description below, though. So if you want to know what your third and fourth stats are and what they can roll, you can refer to that sheet. It's from the Trove source wiki, and it's amazing, trust me. So I'm going to use 1 Tentacle of Cthulhu and 10 Flux, and it's going to randomize either the 10% maximum health or the 4% movement speed. Okay, so it took off 10% max health, and it gave it 100 magic damage. It did not warn me, and that's fine. I didn't care which stat came off this item, so that is what this Chaos Forge is now used for. Okay, so I went ahead and I also upgraded my Rainbow Staff all the way up to Shadow, and I upgraded it to Shadow level 2. But now, once you hit Shadow level 2 with an item and get 5 stars, to be able to go to Shadow level 3, you're going to need 2 twice forged Shadow Souls, which you can get from deconstructing Shadow level 2 equipment. So I only had 1, so I can't upgrade past level 3 for my Shadow piece, but I went ahead and I got another Shadow Forge level 2 item. So you can see here, once I deconstruct it, it's going to give you a lot of flux, actually, a lot more than it used to, and a twice forged Shadow Soul. So I'm going to destroy that, and go to the normal forge, sorry about that. And now I can upgrade it to Shadow level 3, and let me get some eyes out of my chest, and see how far I can get with this item. It is very expensive at this point. You can see it's 250 flux each. So I spent about $5 maybe to get the prism, and I was able to get to Shadow level 3. The only thing holding me back right now is my flux, since I did make my rune crafting guide and I spent all my flux there. So once I get enough flux, I'll be able to hit max Shadow level 4. But that's about it for the new forging system. Remember, all you need to do is take your item. It costs flux to upgrade your stars. Once you hit 5 stars, it's going to cost an extra amount of flux to upgrade it to the next level. Once you hit resplendent, which is the rainbow, it's going to cost a perfect prism, which is 1,000 credits to upgrade it from resplendent to shadow, which you see I did here with my rod. And once you do that, you can use the advanced forge to give your items an extra stat with the Pearl of Wisdom, and once you have 4 stats, it's going to give you a star for a random stat that you already have on your gear. And once you do that, you can say reduce the level to level 1 with 9 Twinkling Tomes, and then the Chaos Forge is to randomize the 3rd and 4th stats on a piece of gear. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, if you need help with anything else and want me to make a guide about it, leave it in the comments below. And if this video gets 5 likes by my next one, I'll post a guide on the top comment. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.